Revenge is a concept that has fascinated humanity for centuries. From ancient tales of vengeance to modern stories of triumph over adversity, the idea of getting even with those who have wronged us is deeply ingrained in human nature. However, history has shown that the best revenge is not rooted in destruction, anger, or violence, but rather in success, legacy, and self-mastery. Few figures in history embody this lesson better than Napoleon Bonaparte, the French military genius who rose from obscurity to become one of the most powerful leaders in history. His story teaches us that the best revenge is not about crushing enemies, it is about proving them wrong through greatness. The true nature of revenge. Revenge, at its core, is about righting a perceived wrong. Some seek it through direct retaliation, while others take a more strategic approach, focusing on outlasting and outshining their enemies. Napoleon himself was a man who faced opposition at every turn. As a young Corsican, he was mocked for his accent and his humble origins. When he rose in the French army, he encountered jealousy, betrayal, and political schemes designed to keep him from power. Instead of wasting energy on petty retaliation, Napoleon focused on his own growth, sharpening his intellect and mastering the art of war. The greatest lesson from Napoleon's life is that revenge is not about destruction, it is about elevation. Instead of plotting against those who doubted him, he dedicated himself to proving them wrong in the most undeniable way possible, by becoming a legend. How to take revenge like Napoleon. If one truly wishes to get revenge, the best way is not to engage in small-minded battles, but to rise above and make oneself untouchable. There are several key ways to do this. Master yourself. First, before you can conquer anything externally, you must first conquer yourself. Napoleon was known for his incredible discipline, both physically and mentally. He read constantly, studied military history, and perfected his strategies. If you want to surpass those who doubt you, you must first develop an unbreakable mindset. Work on your craft relentlessly. Whether it is business, fitness, education, or a creative pursuit, become so skilled that no one can ignore you. Control your emotions. Many people allow anger and resentment to consume them, leading to impulsive decisions. The best revenge requires patience and a long-term vision. Build an unstoppable work ethic. Success is the product of consistency, discipline, and focus over time. Outshine, don't destroy. Napoleon didn't waste time trying to take down individual enemies. He focused on becoming so powerful that their opinions became irrelevant. This is the true key to revenge, making your enemies insignificant by comparison. If someone doubts your ability, prove them wrong by succeeding beyond their imagination. If someone tries to bring you down, elevate yourself so high that they can't reach you. If someone disrespects you, let your achievements speak louder than their words ever could. Instead of engaging in petty fights, focus on dominating in your field. Build wealth, influence, and power so that your presence alone is enough to silence doubters. Build a lasting legacy. Many people seek revenge in the short term, but true revenge is long-lasting. Napoleon understood that temporary victories meant little compared to the impact he could leave on the world. Even after his exile and death, his influence on military strategy, politics, and law, Napoleonic Code, remained strong. Focus on leaving behind something greater than yourself, a business, a movement, a body of work that continues to thrive long after your enemies have faded into irrelevance. Train and uplift others. True power is not just in individual success, but in creating something that endures for generations. Think long-term. Most enemies are temporary, but true greatness is eternal. Silence your enemies with success. The best revenge is to make your enemies watch as you achieve everything they said you couldn't. Napoleon's victories forced his critics into silence. His success spoke for itself. Never respond to negativity with more negativity. Let your results do the talking. Use every insult, doubt, and betrayal as fuel to push yourself harder. Stay focused on your mission. The greatest mistake is allowing distractions to pull you away from your true path. The best revenge. Mastering the art of strategic payback. Revenge is an instinctual response to betrayal, disrespect, or injury. Throughout history, from the political schemes of Machiavelli's Italy to the boardroom battles of modern corporations, people have sought to settle scores. But the art of revenge is not about reckless outbursts or impulsive retaliation. It is about strategy, patience, and execution. As Robert Greene teaches in The 48 Laws of Power and the 33 Strategies of War, the best revenge is neither obvious nor immediate. It is subtle, transformative, and most importantly, advantageous to the one who seeks it. The illusion of immediate retribution. When people are wronged, their first impulse is often to strike back instantly. This, however, is the least effective form of revenge. Immediate retaliation makes the offender aware of your intentions, allowing them to prepare for counterattacks. Worse, it often leads to self-destruction, where emotions cloud judgment, and the avenger ends up suffering more than their target. A more effective approach is to delay. Let your enemy believe they have won. Let time pass until they are no longer on guard. Revenge that is well-timed and unexpected is far more devastating than a momentary emotional outburst. The art of strategic silence. One of the greatest weapons in revenge is silence. When wronged, many people seek to defend themselves or confront their enemies directly. This, however, alerts the opponent that a battle is coming. Instead, Greene advises that one should cultivate the appearance of indifference. Make your enemy feel as though their actions have not affected you in the slightest. This will lull them into a false sense of security, making them vulnerable when the time for retribution arrives. Furthermore, silence forces your enemy to guess your next move, creating paranoia and uncertainty. The human mind fears the unknown more than any visible threat. If you can instill doubt in your enemy, they may destroy themselves before you even act. The power of self-improvement as revenge. The most powerful revenge is to outgrow and outperform those who have wronged you. Instead of dwelling on the pain, channel that energy into becoming more successful, influential, and untouchable. When your enemies see you thriving despite their attempts to undermine you, their failure becomes your triumph. Greene often emphasizes that power is not taken, it is cultivated. Rather than wasting time plotting against those who have wronged you, focus on building your skills, resources, and network. The best revenge is living a life that renders your enemies irrelevant. When they see that they no longer hold influence over your fate, they will be consumed by their own bitterness. Using time as a weapon. Patience is the ultimate tool of the vengeful. Time allows you to gather intelligence, strengthen your position, and strike when your enemy is most vulnerable. This principle is evident in both military strategy and corporate warfare. Many leaders and moguls have destroyed their enemies not through direct attacks, but by slowly eroding their power over months or even years. By playing the long game, you increase the impact of your retaliation. Your enemy will have no defense when they finally realize they have been undone by events you set in motion long ago. Indirect attacks and psychological warfare. Another powerful method of revenge is to let your enemy destroy themselves. Greene emphasizes that manipulation and deception are far more effective than brute force. If you can make your enemy believe they are in control while subtly guiding them toward their downfall, you have won without lifting a finger. One way to achieve this is through strategic alliances. Align yourself with those who can apply pressure on your target without implicating you. Let your enemy fight battles on multiple fronts, exhausting themselves while you remain untouchable. Additionally, one can use psychological warfare, subtle digs, passive-aggressive gestures, and well-placed rumors to dismantle an enemy's confidence. The goal is to make them question their own judgment and abilities. A person who doubts themselves is already halfway defeated. Destroy completely or let go. Greene's famous 15th law of power states, crush your enemy totally. This means that if revenge must be taken, it should be thorough and final. A wounded enemy will always seek retribution. However, there is another option: letting go. Not every slight requires retribution. Sometimes, the greatest power move is to rise above the need for revenge altogether. The ability to walk away, completely unbothered, is a sign of supreme confidence. Your enemy, expecting retaliation, will be left unsettled, wondering when or if the blow will come. In many cases, the fear of revenge is more damaging than the act itself. Conclusion: the best revenge is mastery. Revenge is not about reckless destruction. It is about strategic advantage, personal growth, and ultimate dominance. Robert Greene teaches that the greatest revenge is not in harming others, but in making yourself so powerful that your enemies become insignificant. Whether through patience, silence, success, or psychological warfare, true revenge is best served when it elevates you while rendering your adversaries powerless. In the end, the greatest triumph is not in watching your enemies fall. It is in making their actions against you meaningless. By transcending revenge, you turn past betrayals into stepping stones for greater success. That, above all, is the art of winning. Remember, we are Indirect.